So hi guys, just letting you know that I'm not going to be in school today, and I wanted to make sure that you understood how to do your sourdough feeding. So I have the example that I gave you yesterday that you guys smelled, my new sourdough. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little diamond around an area of my jar, and I'm going to count to see if I can see any bubbles. Now, I fed this yesterday morning early, and so it kind of dropped a little bit, and so there's no bubbles for me to count today. But if you have any bubbles in that little diamond area, you're going to want to count them and record them. If you have access to your data form, periods E and G, you should put those numbers into your data form. Period F, you may not have access yet, but I will chat with Maggie and make sure you have access. The next thing you're going to do is measure the height in centimeters of your sourdough. So mine looks like about 3 centimeters. Now, I did not put an elastic around mine yesterday, but you did. So make sure that you record that new height in your data sheet. Again, E and G, you have access. F, you might have access. You will have access soon. So that's that. Then you are going to take the pH. I don't have pH paper here. Actually, you can wait on pH for a second. So you're going to take off the lid, and you're going to measure the mass. Actually, you're not going to measure the mass. You're going to take your spatula, and you're going to, this is really hard to do while holding a phone. You're going to stir it up. And you want to when you stir it up, it's going to seem gloopy. You want to take a nice little whiff of this, right? Smell it. See how it smells. Record the smell. Record if you see any bubbles on top. You see all those bubbles. Record if you see anything else. Any other colors, whatever colors you're seeing. Mine's all pretty uniform. I noticed a little bit of alcohol on top of mine earlier, but I mixed it in already. So now you can see there's a little bit on my spatula. That is perfect for taking pH. So take the pH of the stuff on your spatula. Remember that you should have already sanitized stuff, so make sure you have sanitized. Now, I am going to start removing this discard. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to pour out some of the discard into another container, or you can just pour it out in the trash, but you have to be careful not to pour out too much. So I want to leave about 20 grams, not mils, 20 grams in my container. Let's see if I can put this here. I'm just going to rest my phone here. So I'm going to pour out about I don't know, whatever. I'm going to leave 20 grams. Now, you know that your jar weighs about 160-ish grams approximately. So when you put your jar back on the balance, it should only weigh about 180 grams if you've gotten rid of everything but 20. So keep taking it out and measuring. And make sure that you are also scooping around the sides so that you get the stuff on the sides. And you're not going to have a whole lot left, and that's fine. You want to just make sure that you only have about 20 grams. So I have, right now, you can see that when I weigh mine, I have 189, so I'm going to get rid of a tiny bit more, a little bit more. Not much. Hold on. Ugh, yes, it's smelly. This one's smelly too because it's a new starter. It's going to be smelly for a while. Okay, I got rid of some more, but I'm still at 187, so I want to get rid of a little bit more. This is not going to leave me much, but don't get rid of too much. You'll have to start over. 184. Beautiful. So I'm about 180.7. You'll see that there's not that much left in there, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. So make sure you've already taken your pH. I am gonna grab some water. One sec. So I've grabbed some spring water and I am going to add about 20 mils of spring water. So just be very careful you don't go over, don't add too much at a time. Beautiful. Okay, and then I'm going to mix it up with my spatula. So I take my spatula, make sure it hasn't been resting on a dirty counter, and I'm gonna mix that up with the sourdough starter. Just mix, mix, mix. Get that nice and mixed up in there. If it spills on your hand a little bit, that's fine, don't worry about it. It's just flour and water, and then you can wash your hands. Okay, so now that looks milky, and that's good, it's all uniform. I'm gonna add now my flour. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm an all-purpose flour user at the moment, so I'm gonna add, not gonna use that. I'm gonna add 20 grams of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna grab a spoon. Okay, so I'm gonna add my 20 grams of all-purpose flour. Make sure you tear out the weight so that you know 20 grams is 20 grams. And I'm gonna put, there's 6. There's 19, maybe a tiny bit more. It's okay if you put a little more flour in, it gives it a little bit more of a boost, but you don't wanna put too much in. Now I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna mix it up. And I'm gonna make sure that I don't have any dry flour left on or in my jar. So I'm gonna make sure I get all the stuff off the sides as much as possible. It's still stinky, but that's okay. That's just the lactobacillus. Okay. I'm gonna clean off my spatula. If you do that, just make sure you clean off the sides. Now you can also, if you want, you can also get a clean paper towel and wipe down the sides a little bit if you want to. You don't have to, like the edges, I mean, of the thing. It gets kind of gross after a while. But I'm just gonna wipe down the sides here with my spatula to make sure that I can see anything I need to see. And I'm gonna look to see if there's no dry flour, and that looks good. All right, then it's all fed, beautiful. So lovely. It looks like this now, right? From the side, there we go. I'm gonna put my elastic right up here and I'm gonna measure the new height and record the new height. Then I'm gonna put my lid on really loosely, right? Really loosely. Don't tighten it, just really super, see how I'm like moving that really super loose. And then just put it back where it was. And then tomorrow I'll be in school and we can do it again. And in class tomorrow, we'll be doing this the first few minutes and we're gonna actually take a sample and see if we can see anything under a microscope. May not be able to yet, but you never know. Okay, so please make sure you do that today. Talk to your group, make sure that it gets done, and I will see you all tomorrow.